Hi, my name is CTrietsch, ukulele builder and instrumentalist. Today we're talking about performing live, specifically about amplifying your ukulele. So your two options are to use a microphone or to plug your ukulele in and use the pickup. So there's pros and cons of each, so let's go through some of them. The best thing about a microphone is that it's going to amplify the sound of your ukulele, the true sound, acoustic sound of your ukulele. Because you're playing, the microphone hears the audio, right, the sound waves, and then amplifies those, right, through the amplifier or PA system. That's a good thing, right? And if you're playing in like I played at the Ashokan Ukulele Festival, and they had a beautiful stage. This room was made acoustically, it had good acoustics. It was made for somebody standing on stage playing while there were 50, 100 people sitting, right, and listening to you. So it was made for performance. The microphone I was able to put a few feet away from me, and I was able to just play, and everybody in the room could hear every breath of my ukulele, and it was beautiful. Other places that you play, like a restaurant or an outdoor venue, the microphone may be affected by wind or people speaking or other sounds kind of bouncing off the room, the walls behind you and such, and it may be harder to get a good sound. You may have to stand closer to the microphone, and in that case, now you have a lot less movement, right? You kind of have to stand in one place, and you feel a little stiff sometimes. And when you stand close to the microphone, a lot of times you get feedback because of the sound echoing in your ukulele. So it's a tough thing to navigate in those situations. And one of the big cons of using a microphone is that you got to set it up once you get there. So it's kind of an added stress. Once you get to the venue, you got to kind of be like, okay, here's the microphone. How does it sound if I stand, here? Can you turn this, up or down or whatever? So those are just some cons to the microphone. And now let's talk about the pickup, right? So I think the best thing about the pickup is that when you plug your ukulele in, it's going to sound like when you plugged it in at home. When you plugged it in, wherever you plug it in, it's going to sound the same, right? So you know what your ukulele is going to sound like, and you don't have to stress about that. Like when you do with a microphone, you kind of have to be like, is it working? When you plug your ukulele in, though, there's a transducer, right? And that's picking up the vibration of your ukulele and sending it through this cable. It's a digital signal, electronic. And then the amplifier is creating the sound based on that digital, what was the transducer picked up, right? So the pickup colors your sound, right? It may not be exactly what your ukulele sounds like. It may be, if you have this type of pickup, your sound will have that kind of tone to it, or if you have this type of pickup, it may have that kind of tone, right? And the technology in pickups are getting better and better, so they're more true to your ukulele's acoustic sound, but they're always going to be colored by, the brand or the type of pickup that you use. So that's the downfall to that, right? And another thing too is once you add things into your ukulele, you're adding something to the soundboard. Inside there's wires. Those wires have to be secured with little brackets to the sides or the top or the back. And now there's end pin and metal, and you drill the hole, and you might have to drill a hole through your bridge, or there might be a piece of material between your saddle and the rest of your soundboard. That changes the acoustic sound of your instrument. So when you're sitting on your couch, you still have that altered acoustic sound because your instrument's vibrating differently. The weight might be different. It might be minimal, but there's things going on that weren't going on before, right? So that's a downfall to the pickup. But when you're performing live, you often can have a preamp on your ukulele, or a preamp like this. I have a thing that I put on the floor, and I plug into this, and then I plug into the amplifier, and I can change my treble, bass, mid, and also the volume. So you have a couple more options. There's usually somebody at the amplifier or the PA that can adjust things like that too, whether you're using a microphone or you're plugging in, but those are kind of out of your control. You can ask them for specific things, but when you're the musician standing here, it's hard to hear what the audience is hearing. So you kind of have to trust somebody when you're performing live to help you out. If these tips were helpful, then please comment below or like this video. Subscribe to my YouTube page so I can make more of them for you. And if you have a specific question, please do ask it so that I can address it in another video. I'd be happy to do that for you. And if you really like the content, go check out my Patreon page. If you become a patron, you get access to exclusive ukulele content made just for you. Thanks so much. See you next time.